effortless way. Ruggedly built, with salt and pepper hair and a puckish smile, and eyes that hinted at magic, and that particular tendency Sam loved in other gay men, the ability to code switch from masculine to luxuriously queenie depending on who he was speaking to, his gruff tenor turning suddenly velvety. "He's some healer," Buck said. "A master shaman. A client in Marin County spent a weekend with him and said it was the most extraordinary experience of her life." Sam blinked a couple times. "Right, but what does he do? I mean, fixing everything that's wrong with people. Does he claim to, cure terminal illnesses?" No, Buck said. "Maybe I said it wrong." He dabbed at the corner of his mouth with a napkin. "My client said that the shaman heals other conditions. Depression, anxiety, addiction, trauma, that sort of thing. Emotional stuff. She was in the absolute grips of postpartum depression, and after 3 days with the shaman, she was cured. 10 years of therapy in a single weekend," she said. "He works in small groups, doing private retreats. I was thinking about hiring him for my 50th next month." He laughed. "I probably shouldn't go into 50 like this." "But how?" Sam said, a little desperately. He looked around at the other guests who were now watching this exchange, rapt, as it assumed a new intensity that verged on impolite. "I mean, if you could do 10 years of therapy in a single weekend, wouldn't everyone be doing that with this shaman instead of, going to therapy?" "5 stars on Yelp," someone said. Quickly, the conversation turned back to easier subjects, and for a moment Sam considered trying to keep the discussion going, but he didn't know how to do so elegantly, and so he just dropped it, and this felt deeply weird to him, that no one was even remotely curious about getting more details about this mysterious master shaman who could fix everything that was wrong with you in 3 days. But then, a few minutes later, the woman next to Sam brought it up again. "You sounded very curious about the shaman," she said. Maybe she'd read it on him that he wanted to keep talking about it. "It's just not the sort of thing you hear every day," Sam said. "And I'm interested in how people change, I guess. If people can change." "What would you change about yourself if you could?" Sam took in the question. Everything, he thought. "I don't know," he said instead. "Buck said you're a writer," she said. "That you published a novel." "Yes. Well, no, not a novel," Sam said. "A memoir." "What's the difference?" "A novel is fiction," Sam said. "A memoir is an autobiography, but it reads more like fiction. It's a person telling a story from their life." She studied him appraisingly. "You look a little young to have written a memoir," she said, pronouncing the word in an affected francophone style. Memoir. "Famous parents? Or did you fall into a ravine mountain climbing and claw your way to safety or something?" "No," he said, feeling his face grow warm. "Just a colorful account of all the dumb things I did when I was a teenager in New York." This was usually how he explained it when it came up in these situations. He balled his hands into little fists under the table. "I knew you weren't a mountain climber," she said, satisfied. "Well, I'll read it anyway." She took a sip of her wine. "Will you write more books?" "Yes," Sam said. "I mean, I'd like to. I should be so lucky." "What's the next one about?" "Love and sex, that kind of thing." She shook her head. "When I was young, we just talked with our girlfriends about who we were sleeping with, not the whole world. You millennials make everything so public." She looked off at nothing. "I did always want to write a book, though. It seems so romantic." Then she turned back to Sam. "My friend Danielle Steele writes books. Do you know her?" Sam shook his head slowly. "No," he said. "No, I don't know Danielle Steele." "Oh. So what would you change about yourself, if you could?" he asked. She considered it for a moment. "My neck." She pulled back the vaguely crepe-like skin beneath her jawline until it was taut, the stacks of bracelets sliding noisily down her forearms. "But I'll go to Dr. Markowitz for that." She released it and laughed hoarsely. "Not some medium or whatever." "Your neck looks great."